It's March 24th, 2022. I'm watching David Muir, World News this evening, right here. I had a sign. The news reporter, they found a mother. Her name is Oksana, and then her son's name is Alexander, and someone in the I believe they said Polish, refugee camp, handed Alexander the sign, an animale of crocodile. These are important things. My Alexander has an alligator. Over there, they are calling them crocodile for the moment. So this is the interesting with the whatever. Linda bought my Alexander, a alligator from a store called FAO Schwartz that went out of business. Now, next story is they're showing, I don't know who Clarence Thomas is married to. Never saw the woman before, never even heard of her. She doesn't make the nightly news for my purpose. So I see it's another one of those string pearls with the pearls all out of sorts. These behaviors of the humans are a real problem when nuclear war is on the table and you can't even keep the family clean in one set of whatever. I'm watching, and now there's incoming messages to the one and only African-looking or non-familial member that got on to a Supreme Court position, however you broke the system back in those days. And then he's got a wife that looks familial, kind of, sort of, and I would have never called her family. Based on the mixed pearls, but now she has a very important position and an ear of things that are in a family and a tight-knit network. Now this causes problems for people everywhere. Look at the living conditions I'm in at the moment while this is going on. More opportunities stolen, more mixed messages. It doesn't work. The system is broken. And when you look for where to plug the dike, it is so clear these pieces of the puzzle that are wrong and in all the wrong places. Because this situation that is now arising and that they're reporting on would have never arisen had a non-familial member been allowed to sit on such a high position of the Supreme Court.
Home soon. The heartbreaking images and the bravery from inside that theater, built by Ukrainians in 1904, more than a century later, now a site for Ukrainian refugees. Our coverage of the...
It's like taking supper plates from the people seated at the table that were already allotted for, making them get up from the chairs and leave the table so you can invite non-family members to dinner. It is turning your back on your own family members, is how I see this Supreme Court abomination at the moment.
Of the war for tonight. Well, back in Washington at this hour, the breaking headline tonight involving the wife of Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. The text messages from Virginia Thomas to former President Trump's White House chief of staff, pressing him to pursue efforts to overturn the election of Joe Biden. Here's Rachel Scott.
Tonight, the extraordinary text messages from the wife of a Supreme Court justice.
This is a major leak in national security for biogenic or eugenic security breaches with other scotch tape and papered alliances is what it feels like at the moment, because they're the kind of bunch that, like, they get upset and it's like it's anybody's guess, and they're trying to piece that very fragile relationship together. And then you have this going on and some text messages going back and forth, and it's not fair to those that are suffering under these biological sequences to have to live in any or walk in pain just so the optics can have one on somebody else's bench. It seems like a really high stakes game of not worth it.
This to President Trump's White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows in the days after the 2020 election. ABC News confirming a Washington Post report that Ginny Thomas, wife of Justice Clarence Thomas, texted Meadows urging him to keep challenging the election results, writing, "Help this great president stand firm, Mark. Biden and the left is attempting the greatest heist of our history." These messages sent at a time when Trump was vowing to take his efforts to overturn the election all the way to the Supreme Court, where Justice Thomas could help decide his fate.
These are past mistakes that were made, that were known about and not corrected for one reason or another, because people like to sit on their laurels and not actually do anything worth their breath. And then they cause existential problems that are traceable, trackable, and measurable. And then cause even more strife and whatever at ruffians.
In those text messages to Meadows, Ginny Thomas was urging Trump's team to continue their efforts to try and overturn the results of the 2020 election. And again, all this playing out as Trump was hoping the Supreme Court would throw it all in his favor, David.
Rachel Scott with us live tonight. Rachel, thank you. When we come back here, North Korea launching its first...
It seems like one of those, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine, but it's in such a vivid visual portrayal of outgoing and incoming and mixed moral messages, and named messages. It puts extra stress on an already volatile system in some of the most heinous crimes that really are not a public, I mean, they're a public health crisis at the moment, but they're not spoken of because, again, they need to be handled by quiet force. But stupid mistakes like this, because of public outcry that forces the hands of other things that could have been totally avoidable, is a major concern. Of mine, anyway. Because it is just displayed so vividly. Especially now that they're in some confirmation hearing with the next whatever, who's been up to bat 3 times and 3 strikes, and it's like, when are the children of Earth actually gonna listen to, like, what is in charge of, like, the dangerous area? Just curious, because I know they're trying this democracy thing out, but I've seen the way that they've built it, and they're not helping the real whatevers elsewhere. Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza, it's Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.